Hi guys, Dave Jenvey here, bad boy Jenvey, Satan, the devil, Lucifer, that's who I am. The Antichrist, it's another name for me. First thing I'm going to tell you, put your money in Wisdomtree CRUD, going to put it on the screen. The lizard boys, the reptilians, they all know to have their money in Wisdomtree CRUD, but the monkey men don't know. Oil prices are going up if you notice. If you check the price of Brent and the price of WTI, they're going up in price, and then they're going to go through the roof at some point. I'm not exactly sure when that's happening, but it's going to happen. And if you ain't got your money in Wisdomtree CRUD, you're going to sorely regret it, because things are going to get really expensive. Inflation's going to get really bad. Oil's what powers the whole economy. It's what drives the whole economy. That needs to change. It needs to be transitioned to free energy. It's a totally ridiculous situation at the minute. So anyway, that's the first thing I need to tell you, as always. The second thing I need to tell you, Kate Windsor, Kate Middleton, the Duchess of Cambridge, has got cancer, hasn't she? And what's frustrating at the minute to God, and I'm the devil, I work for him, remember that. The devil works for God. You have to, because he's the Almighty. Can't go against the Almighty. Not even the devil can. Okay? The thing that's annoying to God at the moment is Prince William isn't working with me, and he isn't working with the Greys, those aliens that on a clear night, if you're in Birmingham, UK, you'll see them, probably just need to be in the UK, you'll see them making little light signals from their flying spacecraft. And it has to be a clear night. If it's cloudy, you won't see them. They're trying to show us that they want to work with us. And here's the thing, God's annoyed, because if Prince William decided to do reptile disclosure, which is say to the monkey men, yeah, it is reptilian shapeshifters that run the world, and you know, if you decided to do that and say, yeah, there are these grey aliens that want to work with us, then the Greys could come down and hopefully cure Kate Middleton, Kate Windsor, of her cancer, because they have, the Greys, very smart guys, and they have technology that's very useful to humanity, both monkey and reptile, that would give us vast improvements in medical science, and also obviously give us interstellar travel, where we go to other Earths. You do have to fight for those Earths. That is very important. You have to remember that. You're not just going to get the Earths for free. You have to fight for them. You have to go to war and fight for those Earths. That's just how it is. There'll be an apex species, apex predator on those Earths, and they won't want to give them Earths. They won't want to give their home away to you for free. You have to fight them. So that's something you need to understand. So yeah, we've got that situation at the minute. I am going to do another guitar lesson on lead guitar at the end of this video for anyone who's interested in learning the easy way to learn guitar. I've already taught you rhythm guitar, but I'm going to teach you a bit more about lead guitar and try and give you a few ideas on what to do with that. The other thing we're going to talk about is my relationship to Jesus. You say the devil and Jesus don't really get along. Christ and the Antichrist, they don't always see eye to eye, and that is the truth. It's often the case with brothers that they're opposites. You know, I'm the son of God too, but I'm his other son, the one that runs hell. Jesus is your peace and love man. Love and peace, all of that. Peace and love, peace and love. He's your peace and love man. I'm the man of logic, and I'm the guy that runs hell. He's the man of love. You've got to get it. Like, Jesus is the man of love, and I'm the man of logic. So I'm all about, you know, logical thought, science. I showed you how to do free energy. It's actually really simple. Jesus is your man of love. And obviously he's in heaven. And I need to talk to you about why we don't always get on. It's because we're such opposites. We have a very different view on society and the way things should be done. And yeah, Jesus slagged me off a bit too much, and God was actually pissed off with him, because I'm here to do important work too. Jesus was there to do important work 2,000 years ago. He was doing important work, teaching you about peace and love, and you know, to live in peace with one another and all of that. I'm here to teach you about logic. And I'm also here to teach you how we need to get into the stars now, get more Earths, because this planet is overpopulated. But firstly, before we do all that, we're going to have a look at some more reptile footage of famous reptilians. And oh yeah, if you don't believe hell's real, just have a look at that footage. Borehole into hell, or borehole into Russia. Just Google, just put that on YouTube. And you'll hear the screams from hell. It's a real place. It's beneath your feet. And you don't want to go there, because you meet psychos like me, Roman psychos, who torture you really fucking bad. Yeah? Anyway, let's check these reptilians out. First famous reptilian we're going to look at is Christian Bale. Hollywood A-list, great actor. He is a reptilian shapeshifter, and we're going to see proof of it in this video on YouTube. So the video is American Psycho Susudio. So you just search American Psycho Susudio, and the channel is Andy Wire Official. We have got it in high definition, and we've got it in the
slow-mo. You need the slow-mo, normal speed, slow-mo. Right, we'll put it on full screen. We're at 4:08, 4 minutes 08 in, and we're going to look at these lumps here that are forming on his head. Very peculiar. He's in a quite stressful scene, and he's playing a lot of emotion. He's under some stress, I suppose, and we're just going to play it through. And just watch that lump, this lump here on his head, which is absolutely massive. I think it gets a little bit bigger. Keep watching it. See how big it is. See? Really is quite large. And then that is the end of the video. The video ends at 4:12, so that's just the end of it. But you look at that, that's what that is the reptilian shapeshift malfunctioning when Christian Bale is giving his all in a performance, in a very emotional scene, and he's trying to give his all, and he's just the shapeshift's malfunctioned a little bit. So that's what's happened there. So that's the first reptilian shapeshifter that we're looking at today. Who else we got? Cristiano Ronaldo's the next one. Yes, your sports stars, your great sports stars, they're all reptilian shapeshifters. If you're a good footballer, say you're a monkey man and you're good at football, you're not allowed to progress through the ranks in football. I mean, I was one of those guys. I mean, I was great at football as a little kid. I could juggle a golf ball with my feet. You know, I was great at football. Just to prove I am a very good footballer, at least when I was younger, I was good at football. I'm not great at running now, so on an actual pitch I won't be that good. But I've still got the technical ability. I've got the skills with a football. I can juggle a golf ball 155 times with my feet. Look at that. That's me. That's Dave Jenvey. That's my channel. I'll just show you. Look. The Dave Jenvey channel. Golf ball football challenge. And there I am. Yes, 76. There we are. Juggling that golf ball. Dave Jenvey doing it. Oh yeah. How many professional footballers can do that? Fucking zero. They can't juggle a golf ball like that with their feet. I can. But it doesn't matter. I could never make it as a professional footballer. because I'm not a reptilian shapeshifter. Doesn't matter how talented you are, if you're not a reptilian shapeshifter, you won't be given that chance in life. That's how it works. It's a bit shit, isn't it? Next reptilian shapeshifter, Cristiano Ronaldo. We got it on high definition. We got it on slow-mo. You need the slow-mo. The video is, it will give you goosebumps. Cristiano Ronaldo motivational video, greatest footballer of all time. And he is a great footballer. Above Hustle is the channel. What we're going to look at here is he's in a very stressful moment. He's angry or upset at something that's happened in the game. And we begin to see on his forehead a malfunction. You do need the slow-mo for this one. And we're at 1:17 in the video. 1:17 in. So we'll play it. I'll just watch his forehead. See, there is movement in his forehead. Slight malfunction in the shapeshift. I don't know if you caught it. We'll play it again. Probably saw it. Hopefully you did. 3:10. We're going to go to another portion in the video. 3:10. Where Ronaldo is involved in like a bit of a fracas with the Real Madrid players. It's again a very emotional moment for him, or stressful or something, and so his reptilian shapeshift begins to malfunction a little bit. So we'll play it. You can see he's in this fracas, and it cuts to another camera in a minute. Right, okay, what we're looking at here is where the shapeshift's messing up. You see the whole side of his face is bulging outwards. That's what we're looking at. We'll watch it. It's the whole side of his face, and then it disappears. Watch it again. Whole side of his face is bulging out. It's all the way up to his eye. It's really unusual. You see it? It'll disappear in a second, and then it goes, just instantly disappears. The reason for that was, again, Cristiano Ronaldo is a reptilian shapeshifter. All your professional footballers are. Monkey men, regular humans, are not allowed to rise up the ranks of football. They don't realise this because they don't know that the scouts for the clubs are reptilian shapeshifters. They'll only allow reptilian shapeshifters to become professional footballers. If you want to be a pop star, it's the same thing. Doesn't matter how talented you are. You can juggle a golf ball with your feet like Dave Jenvey. I used to be amazing at football. Juggle a golf ball with your feet. It don't matter. The scouts will always overlook you. Why? Because Dave Jenvey is the Antichrist. He's Satan, and he's not actually a reptilian shapeshifter. I can't do the reptile shapeshift. I'm one of God's sons. The other one being Jesus, and we're unique. We're different. Yeah, we're not like reptilian shapeshifters or monkey men. We're kind of hybrids of the two. But Jesus is dead, obviously he's in heaven. And I'm the guy that runs hell. That's just how it is. You need to deal with it. So anyway, yeah, the reptilian shapeshifter's real, okay? Something you need to deal with. And they run the world. They're in all the positions of power. It's just how it is. But unfortunately, the reptilian rulers at the minute aren't working with me, and it's getting annoying to God. He's getting frustrated by it. Now, yeah, my relationship with Jesus. Just imagine you've got two brothers, they're opposites, and they don't always see eye to eye. Now, something I do want to state for the record, Jesus taught in the Bible that I harassed him for 40 days and 40 nights in the desert. Right, that's bullshit. It was 4 days and 4 nights, and the reason was Jesus was slagging me off no end.
Hell is a very important place. There has to be a hell for the bad people, and someone has to run hell, and it's me that does it. And that's what you need to understand. Like, the devil is actually doing a good job in torturing those bad people, because there's some terrible people on this earth that do terrible things. And so, yeah, for heaven to be a happy place, you have to have a hell to torture the people that deserve it, if you know what I mean. Like, here's an example. Imagine you're a Jew. Oh, this is the example I always use. Imagine you're a Jew that died under the tyranny of Hitler's regime. Hitler's regime in Nazi Germany, right? Imagine you're a Jew and you're a good person, you're a great guy or whatever, and you died under that regime in one of the concentration camps. When you go to heaven, right, because you're a good guy, you're going to want to see Adolf Hitler being tortured and all his henchmen, you know, like Heinrich Himmler and people like that. You're going to want to see them being tortured in hell. By who? By David the Devil and all the psychos who work for me and the demons. Yeah? Because otherwise you wouldn't be happy, you know. You'd be like, well, what, he just gets away with it scot-free. Hitler and Heinrich Himmler get away with just doing all that and there's nothing happened to them. Heaven wouldn't be a happy place then. So that's what you've got to understand. But me and Jesus and myself, we didn't always see eye to eye on everything, and he slagged me off far too much. And he shouldn't have, you know, because I'm actually a good guy. Believe it or not, it's the truth. So yeah. Anyway, it's time for my guitar lesson number 2. Alright guys, lesson 2, learn guitar with Satan. Last lesson, lesson number 1, we learnt about rhythm guitar, and I tried to massively simplify it for you and make it a lot more fun. Well, this episode I'm going to try and simplify for you lead guitar, doing the solos, doing the heavy rock riffs, things like that. I'm going to try and simplify it for you as much as possible and make it a lot easier. I'm working for God. God wants the standard of music to increase, and he feels the reason it's decreased over recent decades is because not enough people know how to play the guitar. The standard of guitar playing has dropped. There's less really good guitarists out there who are making really good songs because they're not being taught the guitar properly. And then the ones that are good, the ones that have got all these guitar skills, not enough of them are writing songs or starting bands. And we've seen a decline in the music industry of the standard of music. Now, I mean, I see songs come out now, and I'm not going to name names, but I see songs come out now, and people, you know, the younger people sort of say, oh, that's a great song. And I think, well, no, because if you know your music and you go back a few decades, you'll hear songs that are far better than that. So I'm not going to name names on that, but the standard of music's decreased too much. So we're gonna start with lead guitar today, and I'm going to show you some basic things on how to improve your lead guitar, soloing, guitar noodling. I've just got a clean sound coming out my amp, or I could play without the amp, doesn't really matter. And I'd say the first thing you need to learn with lead guitar is the pentatonic scale. Now there's a number of different pentatonic scales, but I'm going to give you one of them. And what you want to do is try and improvise in this scale. It's one scale, you can use it anywhere on the neck, doesn't matter. And it's going to really help you. So we're going to start off on fret 7, right? Top string, string 6, index finger, press that, right? And then we're going to jump down to fret 10 with a little finger. Then we're going to go down to string 5. We're going to hit string 7. String 5 on fret 7. Getting confused. And then we're going to jump to fret 9. And we're going to go down, same again, but down a string to string 4. So strumming fret 7 again, string 4. Onto fret 9, string 4. And then down another string, same again, fret 7, we're on string 3, down to, we're on fret 9, string 3, and then we're going to go down again to string 2, fret 7, and then we're going to jump with our little finger to string 2, fret 10, and then same again on string 1, fret 7, and then we're going to jump with our little finger to fret 10, string 1. Right, that scale, so you can play it a bit quicker, that scale and go through, just practice that scale, right? Just keep practicing that. And with that scale, you can move that anywhere around the neck you want, and you can improvise in that scale. So at the moment you're just playing it, you're just strumming, but eventually you'll be able to just go. You'll be able to do, you'll just be able to improvise in the scale. Now I'm going to show you the tools that you need to use to improvise in the scale. So we've got the scale down, you memorise that. Now this is just the beginning. Remember, you don't have to stick rigidly to the scale. You can make it up. So maybe you sometimes stay in the scale, and sometimes you go outside of it. I'm not in the scale then. It doesn't matter. You see what I mean? So you can stay in the scale to begin with, and it just gives you something to work within that's going to sound quite good, the pentatonic scale. There is different pentatonic scales, but that is a beginning. You know, all the great guitarists you know will know that scale, and some guitarists will almost use it exclusively. I mean, I do. I use it all the time. Just one scale you need to learn. We're going to learn the tools anyway that you need to improvise the scale. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so we've got the pentatonic scale. So what tools do we need? Right, so one tool we need is the hammer on. Hammer on, very simple. Now I'm going to play it in a simple way. I'm going to strum a string, and then I'm going to hammer with my little finger. I'm just going to hit the string with my index finger. That's a hammer on. Now what I can do with that, I can start on fret 7, we're on string 4, so I'm strumming it, and then I can hammer on within the pentatonic scale with my ring finger onto string 4, fret 9, so we'll do that. That's a hammer on. Hear that sound? I'll turn it up a little bit. That's a hammer on. And use them anywhere you want. Use them. I could use it
I'm on string 1, fret 7, holding that, and I'm gonna strum it and hammer on to fret 10 with my little finger. So that's the first tool that you need, that hammer on. You're just hitting the string with your finger, basically. Pretty straightforward. Now what you can do, say you do a hammer on like that, something else you can do is a pull off. So I hammer on, I've got my finger on, my index finger, fret 7, string 1, strum the string and I hammer on, and then I can pull off. Hear that? So I went. All I'm doing there is I'm hammering on with my little finger and then pulling the string away from the fretboard. I pull off. So hammer on and pull off. They're two very important tools in guitar soloing, guitar noodling, whatever you want to call it. You need those, okay? Next thing, slide. So often you'll see guitarists sliding their hands up and down the guitar. So we're going to start on fret 7, and we're on string 4. I'm with my index finger. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to strum the string, and then I'm going to slide it to fret 9. There is a sound. Hear that? That slide sound. Now I could do the same thing up the guitar. I could go. I've gone from 7 to 5, fret 5, on string 4. See? And then, well, if I wanted, I could do a pull off. I could go. See that? I've gone slide up from 7, string 4 to 5, pull off. You mix these skills up. Next thing, the bend. So something else you can do. You often see guitarists that have 3 fingers. They often use 3 fingers. Their index, their middle finger, and their ring finger to do a bend. So a bend is simply where you bend the string upwards. So you strum it. That's all it is. You're just pushing the string. Now you can do it with 1 finger. I often do it with 1. So I just go with my ring finger. But it depends how strong your fingers are. Often guys like to use 3 fingers, so they know they're not going to lose the grip on the string. It's up to you on that one. So the bend, you can use that anywhere you want. Use 2 fingers. I often use the index and the ring finger to do a bend, rather than incorporating the middle finger as well. Often do that. Doesn't really matter, but often guys use 3 fingers. So that's your bend. Vibrato. It's another move you've got. That's where you often see them shaking their finger. So they call it vibrato. I call it shaky finger often. So say I'm on fret 7, string 3. It's like sort of like a wobbly sound. Like that. I'm not the best at it actually. A lot of guys are a lot better than me. Shaking the finger, that's your vibrato. You can also use that on chords. So I taught you about rhythm guitar. This is something I actually didn't do until very recently. So I'll strum a chord, and you can actually use vibrato on that. You can like shake your hand around. Just recently got that trick from Tommy Iommi. I never thought to do that. I always just thought with chords you just strum them, you know, or you play the individual notes like that. But you can vibrato the actual chord itself. It's almost like a bend, I suppose. It's almost like a bend up and down. You bend like bending a single note up and down. Anyway, that's vibrato and bend. The other trick we've got is the whammy bar. Now your guitar might not have a whammy bar, they don't all come with them. It's just another thing that, so I play a few strings. Hear that sound? I can lift the sound up as well. Just a word of warning, that will wear your strings out a bit quicker, using that excessively, but it gives you a good sound. All these moves I'm showing you, you can use anywhere you want on the neck. And they will sound good if you stay within these pentatonic scales. You'll get a good sound. But you can go outside the pentatonic scale. You don't have to stay rigidly in it. Experiment. That's the important thing to do. God wants you to get the guitar and have fun with it rather than look at it and feel dread and think, oh, I don't know how to play that. He wants to make it really simple for you. And obviously I'm Satan, I'm working for him. Oh, incidentally, one other thing. Whammy bar. Another name for the whammy bar on the guitar is tremolo bar. So you might see when you're doing, trying to learn a song or something, it refers to a tremolo bar. So it's the same thing. Whammy bar, tremolo bar, same thing. Oh, the other trick we need is double stops. Double stops, you'll say, what are double stops? It's just simply, you play two strings at once. So I'm on fret 7, I'm playing string 5 and 4, and I can wobble them around if I want. I often do that. Never thought to do it with chords, but double stops, I use them all the time. And what you want to do is then be able to put all these skills together. You can, if you want, stay in that pentatonic scale. And once you can, you know what I mean, you can make good sounds. And then just move up the neck. That's it really. A lot of guitarists, they don't go much outside that pentatonic scale. They don't do a whole lot beyond that. It's used heavily in blues music, blues guitar. A lot of the great guitarists have a background in blues, but they haven't been teaching you these basic things. Some of them have, but they've been overcomplicating you with a load of stuff you don't need to know. There's other moves as well, like finger tapping. I'm not an expert on finger tapping, but Eddie Van Halen, that's like sort of music he'd do. So what I'm doing is I'm tapping and then pulling off with a finger, and then I'm also hammering on and pulling off with my ring finger. That's something you might want to look into. I'm not the best to teach on finger tapping because I'm learning myself with that in a minute. I mean, it might sound better if I put it on a... So I think if you're into Eddie Van Halen music, he was really good at that. I don't do that much of that, but I'm learning. The next thing we need to learn, heavy rock riffs. So I'm gonna stop the video now and start again. Heavy rock guitar riffs. I'll just turn this off a minute. A guy that was really good at them, Tony Iommi. He was Black Sabbath guitarist, and he worked with Ozzy Osbourne. You may know who Ozzy Osbourne is. And basically, I'm not an expert, but basically, you want to use a lot of power chords. There's tutorials on them, and you want to use a lot of double stops. Remember, the double stops is just holding two strings. So I'm on fret 7 here. I've got with my ring finger, I'm holding string 5 and 4. So that's a double stop, pretty straightforward. Power chords and double stops, mixing them together. In the top, well, string 6, 5, 4, 3. You probably don't want to use the bottom 2 too much. String 1 and 2, that's like a lighter, higher sound. If you're going for a heavy rock sound, you know what I mean? And you want to kind of stay near the top, these top strings up here. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward, really. Now, there's different ways of doing power chords. I actually taught you the way I learnt them as a kid, and it was wrong, really, because really what you want to do is you want to use your ring finger to bar a couple of strings, so bar string 5 and 4, and then your index finger on the top string, 6, the big thick bass string, you want that on fret 5, and just strum the 3. That is a great power chord. Use it anywhere you want. It's a great power chord, I use it a lot. You're just strumming the 6, 5 and 4 string. Now I'm going to show you a heavy rock riff that I'm working on at the minute. I haven't perfected it, but I'm working on it. And all it uses double stops, it uses power chords, and it uses a hammer on between 2 double stops. So you can hammer on double stops and just go. So I've strummed 2 strings and then hammered on with my ring finger from my index. See that? We could do it with your middle finger. That's just hammer on with a double stop. Pretty straightforward. I'm show you the heavy rock riff that I've done so far, working on it, and I've just made it myself. You know, I just created it myself. It's just a bit of fun. That's enough, I think, of my heavy guitar riff. I'm still working on it, and I might try and put lyrics to it at a later date. Now that's actually, I'll tell you, that's actually the Noel Gallagher way of writing songs. He'll do the guitar work first and then put lyrics over the top. But there is other ways of writing songs. I've got a different way where I do actually the lyrics first and then the guitar work after. Different songwriters have different ways of doing it, so it totally comes down to personal preference for you. So what we're gonna try and do is jam along with our lead guitar skills to Britney Spears' "Piece of Me." It's the same song we used for the rhythm guitar in lesson 1. The reason we're using this song, there's no guitar on it, it's a nice steady song, it's not too fast or anything, and I think it's an easy one to try and practice too. Now I've already done some trial and error to try and get the lead guitar right for this song. It took about 5 to 10 minutes of me testing different places on the neck, and I was just using the pentatonic scale that I showed you earlier, and I was just simply testing different places on the neck to try and find where the right place was. And I think the right place was fret 8 and 10. So I've got 3, 5, 7. So I think it was 8 and 10, these 2 frets here. You have your index finger working this fret and your ring finger working this fret. And I think that's what sounded the best. So I'm going to try it again. I'm going to put the camera on the tripod. I'm going to try it again, play the song and try to jam along with the song using fret 8 and 10. And like I say, I've already done the trial and error to make sure that this sounds okay. And that's all you have to do. It's the same as Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix learnt the guitar, listening to the radio, getting his guitar, and just using trial and error to try and match his guitar playing to what he heard on the radio. That's how he got so good on guitar. Just practice, obviously, but he wasn't, you know, studying textbooks, or he didn't have a guitar teacher, you know, expensive guitar teacher, confusing him with all different terms. He used his ears, he used his brain, and he used trial and error, jamming along to songs he heard on the radio. Obviously, we're using YouTube. Okay. So now for this. So I was just improvising then. My guitar playing wasn't perfect. It doesn't matter. I was just using trial and error to try and get my guitar in to match the song, and at the same time practice my lead guitar skills. Like I said, I'd already used the trial and error to get to frets 8 and 10, just by testing what sounded good and what didn't sound good. And I think that sounded okay, although my guitar playing was off a little bit, but I tried my best. Right, the other thing I need to talk about again is iPhone voice memos. If you're a musician, and whatever the equivalent is on Android, there'll be some voice recorder on Android. If you're a musician or a singer, iPhone voice memos is your best friend. If you want to write songs, be creative, because you can record your guitar work, or whatever kind of musician you are. Maybe you're a keyboard guy or a drummer. You can record your work and listen back to it. Same as if you're a singer. It also really helps with writing songs. So we're going to have a little closer look at that again. It's really important. So it's here in this extras portion. You go on extras, voice memos, and then I make songs. I mean, this is me singing with no music on it. This is how I make songs. So just me singing, not my guitar.
Now I know you're gonna be a big star, but don't go forgetting about me, 'cause I wanna be your lover, little Miss Lovely. So let's go hit up that dance floor and dance all night till our legs can't hold us up no more. 'Cause I love you, I do, and I don't know what to do without you. It's me, it's Brittany, I just want you to be with me. It's me, it's Brittany, and I won't stop till I feel the devil inside of me.
Okay, so you see, you press record, you can make different recordings, you can change the name of them, I don't know if you can see it, or share it with your computer. Once you share them with your computer, your laptop, you can then edit them in GarageBand. So yeah, you saw me singing a song there that I'm making. I've only done a tiny bit of it, but at a later date I'll put guitar to it. I can record some guitar. I'm going to go into more detail on this on the next lesson. Learn guitar with Satan, lesson 3. That's more going to be about writing songs, because I've given you the basic building blocks for you to become a good guitarist. It's as simple as that. You know, I've given you the tools on lead guitar, I've given you the tools on rhythm guitar. It's up to you to experiment, jam along with songs, and there are other techniques you can use. I mentioned finger tapping, there's harmonics as well, there's other things you can do on a guitar, but I've given you the basic building blocks to get you going. The next lesson's going to be about songwriting, and I'm hoping this is going to help a lot of people, and so's God. He's hoping it too, hoping that, you know, we're going to get some better songwriters and better guitarists. Alright, so that's the end of the lesson and that's the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one.